which are not supporting your business. Because we have load shedding as we are speaking. Things have become expensive. The cost of doing business has increased. Now, are you going to tell me that the cooperatives are running effectively? Absolutely not. Now, when you look at again how cooperatives are run, a cooperative shouldn't be imposed on someone. I know how business runs because I've run one before. The way you project how much profit you want to make in a year cannot be the same projection which your colleague will make. If we are running a business, Mr. Mwansa, and you say, we don't need to touch our capital until it's 2 years. Every money we make as profit, let's be plowing it back into the business for a year. It must be that way. But if you are running it as a group, the other guy will be thinking about another thing. And you as a person, you are going to be thinking about another thing. So when you are giving empowerments, do not project or do not be able to give conditions to say, for you to get this empowerment, you must be in a cooperative. No. There are people who would want to just maybe, their businesses isn't running properly, and they just want funding or capital so that they increase the sales, or they increase the goods which they are selling in that kind of a business. Meaning, those people can't be restricted to say, you can't get empowerment. If you have a business which is operating, you have a shop which is running, you are a marketeer, you are selling vegetables, you are a person who is selling tomatoes. If you know that the money which I need in order to expand my business is 5,000 and I need to access this money from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, they shouldn't restrict you to say you can't get this money because you are not in a cooperative. You have the knowledge on how a business should be run. You have an idea on how you run your business, and you know the loopholes which you need to avoid in that business because you have been running that business. Now, here is a situation. You can't just get a person to say, form a cooperative, here is the money, begin running a business. No. I follow prominent business people like Vustembekwa from South Africa. He was saying, or he says, I would rather give money or capital to a person who has failed in business before because the person understands where to start from. That's how businesses run. I know how businesses run myself. So you can't restrict young people to say the only way you can be given empowerment is by you forming a cooperative. What about those people who are in the arts industry? I'll give you an example. We have got people who are running, who produce songs. Are you going to tell that person who is singing in Kanyama constituency or in that area who wants money to go to a studio and say, form a cooperative? No. It doesn't work that way. And that is not how planning is done when it comes to giving out of empowerment. People should write business proposals. Once they write business proposals, there will be a projection. This is the amount of money I'm going to make if I'm given this kind of capital. Secondly, that is a revolving fund. You must be able to also explain to them how the money will be paid back to the ministry. How is it going to be done? All those things are supposed to be written down in the proposal which you have written, which is a business proposal. And it must project how much profit is expected to be made in the next maybe 6 months, 3 months or so. The kind of challenges you are likely to face because we call it limitation of the study. We call it limitation of the study. So that limitation of the business, you need to know, okay, what is the limitation? I think the limitation I might face is load shedding. Load shedding. The limitation I can face, I think it's because of maybe we are not producing things in the country and I'm going to be spending a lot of money to begin importing things which we are not producing. That is how it runs. So when you say you form a cooperative, and then after forming that cooperative, what if you have a business which is existing? Personally, let's say I've got a business which I'm running, but I don't have enough capital to expand the business. They shouldn't force me to say, oh, since you are Simukoko, then go to Mr. Andrew and say, form a cooperative and you begin running. Maybe you don't have a business, or maybe another person doesn't have a business. So it must start from there and be able to understand how cooperatives must be run, and so on. The issue of bursaries or the issue of skills training, that is why you have got chiefs. The government needs to work hand in hand with the chief. The chief knows the kind of people who are in that particular village or chiefdom, and the chief can be able to give the names to the government to say, these are the people we want to be taken for skills training. Let those people go to ZDNS. Let them go to various places where they can be trained when it comes to their skills. That's how it runs. That's how it runs for me, the way I understand business. So if they are going to begin imposing on young people to say, for you to be given money, you must have a cooperative, there are loopholes in that.